You're listening to the Meet Magazine Interviews radio show on Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Meet Magazine, and as always, I have an amazing guest tonight. She's an actress, a singer, a model, and a makeup artist, and just so much more. I'm going to check to see if she's on the line here. Hello, Melissa.
Hi.
Hey, can you let the listeners know a little bit about you and what it is that you do?
Well, first of all, how are you?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
Good, very, very good. Enjoying this beautiful Sunday. My name is Melissa Fiore, and I come from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and I do a multitude of things. I am a professional singer. I act, I dance, I do voiceover work, and I also run my own makeup business, my own beauty business, as well as fitness. I'm into fitness modeling. So I have my hands in a lot of different things.
Yes, absolutely. You have a lot of different talents. And what I wanted to ask you about first was your singing. Now, from what I understand, you got started when you were 8 years old. You first sang in a talent show. Is that correct?
Yes. So, yes, it is correct. I discovered I had the talent. I was about 2 years old, believe it or not. I would always just kind of walk around singing, and it wasn't until I was a little bit older that I had a talent show. I was about 8, like you said, and I just performed in front of maybe 100-something people. But at 8 years old, that's a lot of people. And everybody in my school, the parents, teachers, they saw something in me. And so they told my parents, they're like, you need to do something with this girl's talent. And so from there, I started, just singing lessons, and I even did, dance school. I always just wanted to be around music in any way possible. And I was the lead in all the plays and all the solos. I had everything. And then when I was about 13, I decided to go professional, and I found management. I started writing. I actually was a lyricist at 13 years old, writing lyrics to beats and performing, anywhere I possibly could. So even before I was 18, I was performing at clubs all over Manhattan, doing showcases and performing my original work.
Wow. And then now you came out with your debut album in 2013, which was titled One Way. And from what I understand, you recorded it in Spain. Is that correct?
Yes. So Frankie Biggs, who is a Grammy award-winning producer, he's located out there. So I flew out there to record with him for a few weeks. And so we collaborated. We had a few writers on the album, and we put it together. That was definitely one of the most fun recording experiences, especially being in another country. It was very inspiring. But prior to that, I actually toured in Berlin at another point, and I had dancers. I had 4 dancers, I believe, and we kind of did a whole circuit around Berlin in different clubs, different venues. So the European market was something that I felt was really important to reach out to. So that's kind of why I chose him. I went back out there, and so right now we're working on remixing some of it, and I started my own publishing company. So we're going to really do a hard release really soon, and do a hard push on iTunes and SoundCloud and everything like that. So it's been kind of an uphill battle, but that's what the music industry is. There's a lot of ups and downs, but I love it, and I'm so passionate about the music that it doesn't bother me. I just keep going.
Absolutely. Now, that album came out in 2013. Are you working on a sophomore album while you're working on the remixes?
Right now I'm working with different producers just on independent projects. So maybe at one point I would come out with an EP, but not a sophomore album yet, because I feel like I have a lot of material that I still want to release that I've recorded in the past, and that I would like to put together and release. So kind of just working on different angles, and all while trying to, I perform a lot at at large venues like MSG. I perform for the Knicks, the Nets, New York Football Club at Yankee Stadium. So I do a lot of national anthems, and so it's been a little hard to focus on the recording because I've been asked to do so many live performances. So just trying to, like, maintain all of it.
Right. I'm glad to see that you mentioned the Knicks because that was actually my next question. You sing the national anthem so many times for the Knicks. It's like you're almost an official member of the team. So do people recognize you from the Knicks games as the national anthem singer?
Yes, believe it or not, yes. I'm heavily involved, especially at Madison Square Garden and Barclays. I've sang probably about 10 times at least at each venue. And at both venues I've had fans as well as people that work there that see, thousands of games and events. And it'll be like, oh, my God, I remember you. You're the girl that sang the anthem. You're amazing. Can I have a picture? Can I have an autograph? So people definitely recognize me. And in terms of being close-knit with the teams, I actually, as a makeup artist on the beauty end, I actually do hair and makeup for, I do hair and makeup for celebrities and things like that. I do a lot of makeup for the Knicks City Dancers for their photo shoots and some of their games for the last 5 seasons. And for the last, I believe it's been 3 seasons with the Nets. So I've definitely, there was one time at MSG on a Saturday night I had to do makeup for the girls and then get out and sing on a Saturday night in front of 20,000 people. So I'm definitely well known over there.
Wow. Now, besides singing at the Knicks games, you've also sing the national anthem for the Brooklyn Cyclones, the Staten Island Yankees, the Nets. You sing "O Canada" for the Toronto Raptors. Are you an avid sports fan by any chance?
I am. I am very much an avid sports fan. I grew up as a Knicks fan, so that entire experience was just believable for me and my family. But I'm a huge sports fan. I'm trying so hard to get into sing for the Yankees, to get into sing for the Giants. So I have a lot of goals for that. And I'm a proud American, so just representing my country is so important to me. It's so, so important, especially in, the way everything's going on in the world. It's always just such an honor. It's really such an honor.
Absolutely. Now, when you're not singing, one of your other talents is you have a career in acting, and you had a role in a pretty good movie. It was called Diamond Rough. Can you tell us a little bit about that film and a little bit about your character?
Sure. My character was Mary, and I was a supporting actress next to Fred Rostar, Felicia Snoop Pearson, and some other really talented actors and actresses. And basically, I was kind of his thing on the side, per se, and I helped him heist the bank. And it was really, really a fun experience. Because it's a feature film. It's an independent, but it's a feature film. And like I said, there were so many talented people, and it was such an eye-opening experience to work with so many people that had been doing films and television, and I kind of just blended right in, and it was exciting, and it made me fall in love even more with acting, because it just felt right. It felt very comfortable, it felt right, and I've had years of experience doing improv and acting classes, plays, and I was in a national commercial with Dan Marino and Don Shula and Chris Berman for Nutrisystem. And so, again, dealing with, with sports. But I had, so many years of experience of doing commercials and things like that this is something totally new, but made me want to even more pursue acting, television, movies. So that's something that I'm striving to in the next year really get into more.
Right. Now, when you're not shooting films, you've been seen in a few reality TV shows, including the dating show, Why Am I Still Single, on VH1. Were you finding love in the program, or did you find the love of your life on the show?
I didn't. I sadly did not.
Oh.
I know, but it was still a really fun experience. And actually, Sydney Flicker, who is, she's a TV personality. She's always on Wendy Williams and everything. Her and I have stayed in touch and became really good friends from the show. So, I gained a lot of friends and more fans. It was definitely an experience. Reality television, it's tough work. People think that it's a lot of fun, but it's still really tough. I was on something else called Culture Shock, which basically a couple from Texas and a couple from Brooklyn switched places, and so I had to take the couple from Texas all around. So they filmed that. I believe that was on the Travel Channel. So, I've had my hand in a few different reality shows, and I do voiceover work, which to me is kind of like reality/improv, because they call you up, they give you scenarios, and you have to do it for different commercials and radio spots. So I'm able to utilize my talents, on a weekly basis.
Right. Do you watch any reality TV shows that are out right now, currently?
Honestly, no. I don't have time for television. I'm so busy with my, I want to say careers, that I don't really have time. Thank God for my iPhone, because that's how I catch up on news and such. I don't really watch any reality TV. And if I do, it's usually the cooking channel. I'm not going to lie.
Well,
Food Network
that's definitely, that's a great choice. I'm glad you said that. That's actually one of the I don't want to say safe channels, but it's one of the best bets, definitely. Now,
it's a clean channel, no drama.
I'm sorry, we have a slight delay in the phone. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying the Food Network, I love it because it's no drama, and it's something I can enjoy. And right now, since I'm training for a fitness competition, at least it's like exciting for me. It's like, oh, okay, when I'm not training, I can eat all this stuff. So it motivates me, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, food will definitely lift your mood. Now, one of the things we just talked briefly about was your act as a voiceover actress. And for what I understand, you've done some national advertisements. Can you tell the listeners some of the companies that you've worked for so far as a voiceover actress?
Well, I've worked with some major radio stations across the country. And the company that I work for, it's kind of under wraps. It's a private company, so I can't really say much about it. But I can say that if you listen to the radio a lot, you have definitely heard me in a lot of different circumstances lend my voice to the radio. Unfortunately, that's all I can say about that.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll be able to, tell us in the future which commercials were you, because, with us hearing your voice out there, it would be nice to, put your face with the voice. But what I wanted to ask you about voiceover acting is, would you ever do an animated film, such as, for example, a Disney movie?
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. That's also another goal, and also something I've been in talks with certain people about doing voiceover for television and animated features. I have some close connections to video game voiceovers and such, so and children's programming. I have a good friend that does that. So I'm looking at different areas to utilize my voice, and so that'll be really, really exciting. I would love to be a character. That would be so much fun.